in contact with them, but she needs to feed off of people in order to survive.
Right. Yeah. I think the aspects could be more specific. I like the ideas behind them, but I think you'll get more specific usage out of them if they're like... I still think... I know you want to use Lady of the Sun and Wolf of the Moon for sure in your character, like as part of your character. But for the aspects, I think they need to be just a little bit more like honed in on one of those qualities that you like about each of those things.
My fear with that is I'm gonna put myself in a corner where I can only use it positively or only use it negatively.
Right. The only thing is that I might have a hard time compelling you because, yeah, if that makes sense. So the thing about aspects for all of you is that you can compel each other and bring up each other's aspects in ways that will can challenge each other or help each other too. But just in my experience of playing Fate over the last couple of years is that the aspects that are really specific qualities about your character tend to get more traction, actually.
What about created by magic and still a wolf?
Yeah. I think I can do more with that for sure. I definitely like created by magic. Yeah, okay. Created by magic. That's cool. Yeah. That works. Does anyone else have some aspects?
Yes. My aspects are traditional.
Yep.
Dangerous, and defensive.
Great.
Love it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And at any point throughout the game, we'll be able to change our aspects too if they're not working for you and stuff like that. So, like, this can be where your character starts out, but I think the really exciting thing about playing this game is that your character is going to change as we play, and like 5 episodes from now, 6 episodes from now, like they might be a somewhat different person. But yeah, that's a really cool starting place. Perfect. Traditional, dangerous, and defensive. I like it. Nox, do you have any ideas about like descriptive words to describe your character?
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
So maybe I did this wrong because my aspects are very specific.
Okay, what are they?
So they should probably. Do you want them to be just like adjectives?
Yeah, adjectives are probably better. You could use what you just wrote, Amir, though, as the inspiration for like the descriptor of your character.
Right.
And again, like, try to round them out in a way that, like, so there's physical aspects, there's mental aspects, and there's social aspects. A lot of them are like personality traits or quirks of your character. Ideally, if they get you into trouble, they're going to be really useful.
Right.
Like your first one, Amir, could almost be like you have like a false heir. Like that could be so Amir's first one that he wrote is I only take my true form in the eye. And maybe the way that translates is that you have a false heir in whatever way that sort of helps or hinders you.
Right. So,
for making gameplay a little easier, I mean, clearly we're not into gameplay yet, but so that we can see each other's aspects, if you go into edit, Joel, the is controlled by and can be edited by sets the character sheet view. So currently I notice you have us all set to that. But for is in player's journal, if you just set that to all players, we'll be able to read each other's bio and info sections.
Sure. So there is a slot actually in the character sheet, and it does work where you can load your aspects in. I just had that bottom section just to like start doing character creation. But yeah, you can actually slot your aspects in on the character sheet where it says main aspects underneath goals.
Awesome.
And those fields will work. They won't disappear on you.
Oh yeah? Okay, great.
Yeah. So Amir, you put protective, sworn to silence,
Yeah.
and
Sworn to
has
silence.
a false
Air.
Cool.
God damn. Sworn to silence. Does that mean you never talk? You're gonna have a rough time role playing that one.
No, I think sworn to silence on certain things. So I think.
Do you want to specify then maybe in your aspect a little bit more?
Yes.
Maybe it's sworn to secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about the Ringwood?
Yeah.
Well, I think having it vague means that we have a place to invoke.
Yeah.
Where we can be like, oh, you swore secrecy on this thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you're about to spill a thing you shouldn't.
The one that I was a little more elaborate is that I know about the rose, but I cannot reveal anything about her to anyone outside the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially what I wrote down about that. But I also
Amir, Ian just dropped in and was like, Amir, sworn to silence.
Oh wow. That is some shade, honey.
Okay. Does everyone have aspects?
No.
Okay, no worries.
I'm struggling with these things.
They can literally be just adjectives about your character, Nox, and that's totally fine.
Okay. So, based on the tale.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, I was born in the Kingdom of the Rose to a wealthy artisan family. I created the aspect of privileged person.
Yeah. Perfect.
I grew up in the art galleries and bard halls of the kingdom. So, that one I'm struggling to think of something for.
Is it maybe a mental thing, like a mental aspect, perhaps, like a skilled, or
like I imagine what that would translate into is that she is well versed in art and lore and stories. She may not know if they're true or not, but she's just been in that environment, growing up as a child before she entered knighthood. So she has all these things like.
What kind of personality trait do you think she would have because of that? Being someone that grows up in that kind of atmosphere. What sort of jumps out at you?
Nothing really, or maybe I just don't have the vocabulary for it, is why I'm struggling.
Okay. Is there sort of like a vibe that you, like a personality quirk or something that jumps out at you about the character? Like, is she pretentious because of her knowledge of art in the bard halls? Is she weak to flattery because of being surrounded by these bards that have like praised her?
What would be a way to describe like someone that so is this a good aspect? She's well versed in art and lore and stories and all that kind of shit. Would that make for a good because of growing up in that environment? Whatever that would be, that word.
Master of lore?
Honestly, in this universe, it'd probably just be like highly educated.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is that can be really reflected in your skills too. So I like to lean more towards like a more of a feel than like a skill, if that makes sense. Like the way that she goes about things is going to be a little bit more helpful in coloring what you do, because you're going to have skills soon that will make you intelligent for sure.
Maybe it's just not a good tale.
I like it. But if you want
Yeah,
to... I think some people... social media influencer, what Chad is saying.
Well,
Tired.
Culture capitalist.
Well, I think if she's very well versed in lore and
like
art and all of that.
Yeah, like I don't imagine her as being like, when I say, so for privileged person, I mean she comes from a place of privilege. which would I can see having positive effects of it means that she can slide right into those upper crust social circles, but can also have the negative part where she has a hard time relating or understanding people that didn't come from her environment. She's not like a shithead. She's not snobby. She just kind of grew up unknowingly in this environment.
Right.
If that makes sense. So I'm comfortable just to move on to the next part, and then I can always work on this
Sure.
offline.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go. Okay.
Thank you for all the suggestions, chat, by the way.
Lives on a pedestal. Okay, so the next step are your titles and relationships. So your character's going to start with one title, and your title is your actual role in society. It's like a position that you have. So Nox, yours is really straightforward. In a lot of ways, your character seat is going to be the thing, but it's like your responsibilities and your actual position. Unlike a reputation, which is sort of flexible and dependent on people's viewpoints, this is an actual concrete thing that you are in society. It's your title.
What society, though?
That's up to you, and that can be part of your title.
Okay. So can we have more than one?
For now, you're just going to have one title.
Okay.
Yeah. This is almost like your high concept, Dylan,
Okay.
the title.
So is a title a thing we can invoke?
Yes.
Mm.
Let me see.
Yeah, like Nox, yours is like super straightforward for this one, I would say. Like it could literally just be Knight of the...
So Lady Citrus posted one that I like a lot.
Okay.
For the aspect for the being raised or growing up in the art galleries and bard halls, born under the castle.
What
How
would
does that work
what
for
would that
you?
mean about your like what would that mean about your character though specifically? I guess is I would want to narrow it down just a little bit more so that it says something like
what do you call someone that is not maybe sheltered?
Oh, sheltered is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is exactly the word that I want to land on, but I
Okay.
think that's more in the right direction.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'll put that there for now.
Yeah, sheltered is cool.
We'll start with that.
Okay. Yeah, so titles. I don't know if anyone has an idea of what their title is currently. But...
I'm still thinking about it.
Mine would be Swordmaster.
Okay.
Mine is Bristledale Apple Girl. Bristledale is the town that I'm from,
Okay, perfect.
and I am the Apple Girl. I sell
That's
apples.
so cute. That sounds like it could be like someone's actual name.
Oh my gosh.
Her name is Katarina Volker.
Oh.
And she's perfectly innocent and everyone loves her. Nothing could possibly be weird or wrong about her at all.
The
She just
Apple Girl
happens to
steals
pack
your
up.
life.
She packs up a little earlier than everyone else.
Love it.
Okay.
Anyone need help thinking of what theirs?
I've put mine down as intermediary witch
Yeah. Perfect.
because I feel like she's a cross communicator between worlds.
Yeah. Excellent. That works. And Nox, I guess you're deciding who you're sworn to, so?
Yeah,
You
that's
don't have to
exactly what I'm doing. I'm over here Googling like
It's
Grimm's
like-
fairy tales.
Like Knight of the Rose, Order of the...
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Knight of the Rose, Order of the Thorn of Glass.
Ooh.
I'll let you guys guess who that is.
Cinderella.
Son of a bitch.